Sup, it's Hallie. Welcome back to Club Meetings Season 2. When we last left off, we had just finished Yuri's mod, and now we are going to look at some emails. Oh boy, even more of them. Oh, that would have been a better place to cut it.
Alright, so for today, we're going to start by clearing up some of our YouTube questions. Now, of course, if you're watching, you probably know that you can email your questions for the club. To that place, of course. But you can also comment to our YouTube videos or Reddit posts with questions, and I'll see them there too. So let's get going with some of the YouTube questions.
Oh, this ought to be good. For Yuri, you've done a lot of research, but would demisexual work for you? Basically, you're only attracted after you get to know someone and form that personal dynamic / bond / friendship you were talking about. Natsuki, I'll have to check her out when I have the time. I didn't expect you to show the pictures, much less rate them. I'll sit embarrassed. But really, glad to see everyone having a good time. It'll be fun to see the rest of the emails answered.
Yes, I believe I learned from another emailer that demisexual is the proper term. Although you probably posted before they emailed, so you should have priority. It's a good term. I'm sorry Natsuki isn't here to see the rest of your comment. But the YouTuber she recommended, Kay's Cooking, is actually a channel noteworthy for the extremely poor cooking displayed there. So she was trolling you, I believe. I must say, though, I think I speak for her when I say everyone was very impressed with your cookies. You did a very good job. Thank you for posting.
But I do have a question. What kind of music do you guys like? Sorry if this was answered in a vid, haven't watched them all yet.
A music question. Obviously, you know I like Radiohead. In general, I tend to like things that are either very classical or very futurist. My favorite classical composers are Bach and Rachmaninoff.
Rachmaninoff? That's how I'm guessing how it's pronounced.
I think I've already talked about liking metal, like Slayer. Other than that, I kind of like weird classic rock, like Pink Floyd or Blue Oyster Cult. Just strange bands that are doing their own thing, I guess.
So, I'm a fan of a lot more modern stuff. The oldest stuff I like is ska.
I didn't know that. Who are your favorite ska bands?
The Specials in the Dead 60s.
Oh, you like the dark ska?
Yeah, but I also like more poppy ska. Like, No Doubt is very good.
I like classical music in both traditions. My favorite is Mahler. If modern Western musical acts are the standard, I love Susie and the Banshees.
I think that's right.
Deep cut! Not too much, I hope. Again, Natsuki's not here, but I know she's a big K-pop fan. She actually likes quite a wide variety of music, but K-pop is most certainly her favorite genre. Not something I could ever get into, to be honest. Thanks for the question!
Doki Doki Club Meetings, thanks for the response. Also, since I presume we can ask questions in the comments, I have a random question for all of the Dokis. Do they wear cosmetics, such as makeup and nail polish? You can't really tell by looking since this is anime. I know Natsuki wore makeup in the 3rd episode, so I'm not including that in my question.
A makeup question. Ladies? Yes, I do pretty basic makeup every day, and more on formal occasions. I'm not really into doing my nails most of the time, though, except at special times. I love doing my nails, though, and I generally do extensive makeup myself. I actually feel kind of ugly without it a lot of the time. I've seen you without makeup, and you're still gorgeous, Yuri. Thanks. I guess I've just gotten used to having makeup on. I don't wear makeup at all. I just don't have time for it. Or I didn't. Now that I'm getting up earlier, I could if I wanted to. But Susie likes the way I look without makeup, so... Anyway, Natsuki wears makeup too, but not as much as Monica or Yuri. She's still kinda new to it, but I think it's interesting to her at least. Good question. Let's see the next one.
At Doki Doki Club Meetings. Okay, I know this isn't an email, but hopefully you'll see this. It's not really that important, but Monica, do you think you'll ever forget about your past with the whole just Monica stuff? Like, is there any way to erase that bad part of your memory? Same with everyone else, if you know what I mean. I think it would go a lot better, unless it isn't possible, or if it would just risk messing something up. It really hurts when you see your past. It's just, I don't know what to say. Anyway, I love you, love you all, and I hope you all get better soon. Akai. Too lazy to write an email, so it just wrote it here. Too lazy to hold the control key sometimes, too.
I might be able to do this, sure. But is it really something I should forget? I mean, sooner or later I'd remember that the game is a simulation, if you meant trying to hide that part of things. But if you just remember wiping my memory about the past where I freaked out, I think that's even less of a good idea. I learned a really valuable lesson by going through that experience. And even though it was really painful, I think the lesson is too important to just forget. So I think I, and everyone else, would be best served by having my memory stand as is. There's a lesson in here for everyone, I guess. The things we go through in life, whether or not they happen for a reason, always teach us things. And we can't unlearn those things without unlearning those lessons. So for the most part, it's important to carry even the things you're not proud of with you, at least with the lessons they taught you. Alright, next question.
What type of music do you like? Natsuki.
We already hit this one for Natsuki since she's not here, but yeah. She likes all sorts of things. Besides the K-pop, she likes rap, cheesy 80s hair metal, Elvis, all sorts of weird random stuff. Kind of hard to get a pin down on her tastes, really. Hopefully she can answer questions like this for herself again soon. Let's move on. And with this one, let's move back and get back to some of the actual emails when one is complete those. We're building quite a backlog.
This poem I've written is an interesting one. I was inspired by the rules of life and death, and I wanted to give my own take on it. I hope you enjoy.
Oh, it's another Savannah email. Seems like she sent you another poem. Let's see it.
Tiny text. A candlelight burning inside of me. Shadows bowing upon the walls, illuminating us all. The laughter, the pain. What do I gain? The knowledge I seek, this era of mystique. The pink hues, the pretty blues, the devil's red. I will not be misled. The angel's white will set me right. Knowing every second is a certainty. Too I will cease to shine, and darkness will befall, in a form different from all. Makes me ponder, how do I live to the fullest? How do I be the bravest? Understanding is the key. Living with no regrets is the door. Open your mind. Look, don't merely see. The ocean is not just water. A candle is not mere light. It's not limitless. It's not endless. For light is life, and life is certain to meet death on this sacred journey called life. And there's their name, Savannah.
Ooh, that's about life and death I see. I like that theme.
I wonder what the colors are that she references in the second verse. The rest of it is pretty clearly to do with the dichotomy of life and death and how they are a part of one another. But I cannot quite tell what is happening with those blues, pinks, and reds.
Me either. But yeah, mortality gives a certain edge to life, doesn't it? You don't really get to sit around waiting for things to come to you. Or if you do, it's precious time wasted. I don't know, what do you think, Monica?
I think it's lovely, Savannah. One of my favorite things you've done here is use punctuation and especially capitalization for effect. Especially given how rarely it's used, it has a big effect when you do use it. The way you capitalize look in particular is very striking. It commands attention. So yes, very nice. Thank you for treating us to another lovely poem. Okay, time for one more.
OMG, finally, my favorite club members are back. I miss you guys so much. Yay, I can finally ask questions again, cause I have a bunch.
Multi-parter, and this one is another one from our past emailing friend Lyra. Hi, Lyra!
For Best Girl Natsuki. Number 1, scariest manga you have read. Number 2, thoughts on other tsunderes on animes. You're not one, don't worry in my eyes. 3, cutest manga you have read, besides Parfait Girls.
Yeah, I'm not sure we can answer this one for Natsuki. Rain check, Lyra. We'll have her answer this once she's back.
And in the mood for it.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see what you have for the rest of us.
For Yuri, ever heard of the SCP Foundation? Or have you seen Oragairu? Cause if not, I think you need to watch it. It's a romance that talks about philosophical stuff. And have you seen the anime Death Parade? If not, I highly recommend you watch it.
Interesting questions. Yes, I've heard of the SCP Foundation. I consider myself a member. I may even have contributed an SCP to it, who knows. But I'll never tell which. I haven't heard of the last 2 things you mentioned, but I'll make a point of reviewing them. Ask me again the next time you email, and I'll have seen at least parts of them. Enough for an opinion, okay?
For Sayori, favorite breed of cat, or dog or cat, rather. Have you played a visual novel already, like Clannad, Canon, etc.? Not a question, but rather a suggestion. Watch A Place Further Than the Universe. It's something you will enjoy.
Kitties and puppies! My favorite dog is the Pekingese. I don't think I said that right. They're super fluffy and full of love. And they are proud dragons. My favorite cat is probably the Japanese bobtail, but Maine Coon cats are a close second. I don't really play visual novels. Basically, the only visual novel stuff I play is stuff relating to our own game. And I'm definitely staying away from anything called Clannad. I don't think I'd be up for that. I do know about A Place Further Than the Universe. I think it's great. MC hasn't watched it yet, so hopefully sometime soon I'll have him watch it with me. It's really one of the sweetest anime I've ever seen. It's so good.
For Monica, how are you in general? Since you mentioned Kaguya-sama, Love is War, have you read its manga? Give a life quote that inspires you today.
I suppose I'm okay in general. I myself am doing fine, it's just... I'm really worried for Natsuki and I feel bad for her. And to a somewhat lesser extent, I'm concerned about Miss Sita too. But you know what that is. But I'm lucky, I'm doing fine myself, Lyra. I have read the whole Kaguya manga so far, and I'm totally up to date, yep. I'm pretty obsessed with the story. Life quote, huh? Let's see. Got it. Chance favors the prepared mind. Louis Pasteur. Hope you get some use out of that one.
For MC, give your 3 best girls of all time, in your opinion, from all the anime you have seen so far. If you were to live in a romance anime setting, what anime would it be? And how are you and Sayori as a couple? Smiley. Lyra asks the hard-hitting questions. Let's see. I'm assuming I can't pick Sayori for the first one since she's not anime. For third place, let's go with Mikasa from Attack on Titan. Second place, Major Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell. And for number 1, although I can almost hear Natsuki telling me to make a meme pick like Ryoko Matoi or Nico Yazawa, I gotta give it up for best girl Makise Kurisu from Steins Gate. Okay, let's see. As for romance anime settings, I mean, probably best would be a normal one, yeah? So like Kaguya-sama or Takagi-san or something where I'm just still in school. After that, I don't know, the Monogatari vampire world, I guess? The tough choices after that. All the non-normal worlds tend to be messed up. Whoop, I skipped a line. My bad. Thanks for asking about me and Sayori. I'd say we're doing better than ever. We're learning more about each other all the time. And we're getting better at communicating and knowing how to operate as a couple, I guess. So yeah, we're doing really well, thanks for asking. For the rest of the club, thoughts on Sword Art Online and just the main concept of it? Are there other clubs in your school besides the Lit Club and the Anime Club? This might seem random, but what do you guys think of the anime Kakagurui? Kakagurui? I don't know what this is.
Thoughts on Sword Art Online? I've never seen it. Me either.
I don't watch anime at all, other than Death Note.
I don't have a problem with the concept. I just think the story is really overdone and they made it really cheap in places. But then that's my opinion.
There are plenty of other clubs here besides those 2, Lyra. Debate club, for instance. Honestly, we're a pretty average high school, other than being fictional. I think we have something like 100 clubs here that are recognized by the student council. So yeah, we've got a pretty lively student extracurricular scene. Kakagurui is another anime I've never heard of.
Same.
I've heard of it, but it didn't seem like my thing.
I saw a bit of it. I thought it was a cool story, but I just couldn't stick with it. Parts of it just got too weird, you know? Well, like, don't tell the viewers anything about what it is. Kind of a common problem for anime.
Yeah, very true. And that's all for this week. Club's really not the same without Natsuki here.
Yeah, true. It's much lower energy. I actually kind of missed having Miss Ida here too, actually.
Really?
Yes, actually for a third time. It always seemed to me that she had a lot to contribute. Her feedback was always good. and she never really got in her way or was bossy like you might expect from a teacher. Plus, she seems a little lonely.
Do you still want to tell us the truth about the world?
Yes. I think we could use someone with a different perspective to help us. Obviously, it comes with some risk to her, but if she's up for it, I don't see why we shouldn't.
You know, I kind of agree with Yuri now. I used to be worried about hurting Miss Ida, but I think we've made it as clear as we can that she's signing up for something super risky, and she still seems gung-ho about it. Maybe we ought to give her a chance? It's not that as simple as that, you guys. I don't know what will happen if we elect her as the president. Honestly, I don't think teachers can be officers in student clubs anyway, so I have no idea if it'll work. But anyway, there's still the problem of her not being someone with a curve file.
I didn't have a curve file.
That's true, but you were also a special case because you were tied to the player. I'm not sure the game would treat Ida the same way. Plus, to be honest, you guys, I think even if she thinks she's okay with it, it's still our job to protect her from knowing. She has no idea what she's in for, and I'm not sure she'd still be okay with it if she knew.
Is that really our decision to make, though?
Well, yes, it actually is. See, what do you think?
I, don't know. Can we talk about it in private?
Absolutely. Excuse us for a bit, Hallie.
Oh, I'm not allowed to see you guys talk about it? I see how it is. About an hour later. Good God. Natsuki's voice is audible outside in the hallway.
You know what? Fine. If I'm the only one, then I'm not going to hold it up. I have more important things to deal with than this.
What is she talking about?
So if I vote for it, then it'll just happen whenever Monica enters the command. All right, then. I vote aye. Now, please, guys, I need to be left alone for a bit, okay? Yeah, I will. Good luck.
Your school friends?
Yeah, just some club business that they really needed me for. How you feeling?
Honestly, not great. Felt pretty nauseous the last couple of hours.
You should tell the doctors, don't you think?
No. They told me. They told me that might happen. With the painkillers.
As Fuyuki falls fast asleep, Natsuki takes her by the hand and sits in silence.
Really? Just like that?
Well, we've been talking about it for a while, of course. We took a vote and everything. But yeah, just like that.
So what do I do?
Well, nothing yet. But if all goes well, you'll get some notes from me that I'll have left you on what your next steps are. Didn't want to make that mistake again.
Mistake?
Don't worry about it. Hopefully everything will be cleared in just a second.
Nothing's happening.
That's odd. We definitely rigged the system, right?
The system?
Hang on a second, let me double check everything.
Monica goes over to her laptop and starts filling with a rough code outline she has opened.
So, is this a prank or something? There was nothing weird about the literature club all along, and you guys were just egging me on in my paranoia.
I wish I could say yes.
20 minutes later.
I don't understand. Everything's set up properly, but nothing is happening. I'm still experiencing everything.
I don't get it.
Yeah, that's the problem. If I could just figure out what's going wrong here. Not to be downers, but if this isn't going to happen right now, MC and I need to go. We're supposed to help set up for the winter dance this evening.
Yeah, those chairs aren't going to put themselves out.
And I, for one, would just like to go home rather than stand around aimlessly.
Yeah, all right. Actually, I have something else pretty time-sensitive I need to work on tonight anyway. Head on out, I'll be right with you guys. Sorry about that, Miss Ida. Not sure why it didn't work, I'll have to figure it out. Rain check?
Sure, I guess.
Awesome. Sorry about the glitch.
What a strange anticlimax.